This me is Queen Haru, and welcome to another exciting edition of Ask An Aquarius. So, if you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. And if you know anyone who could benefit from my videos, please pass them on, okay? All right, so I got a message from a Scorpio yesterday. And, I love my water signs. I really do. My daughter's a water sign. But y'all drive me crazy because some of the stuff y'all do just don't make no sense. Let me explain. She hit me up and she told me that she got into a tiff with her Aquarius. They'd only been seeing each other for 2 months. They got into a tiff. She screamed on him, called him all kind of names, yelled at him, really hurt his feelings basically. So the Aquarius, in true Aquarius fashion, decided that he's not talking to her no more. So she said to me, and this is where it gets really crazy. She said to me, I tried to talk to him and he won't speak to me. And I said, okay, typical. She said, he blocked me on every possible social media platform. So I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? And she said, well, he blocked me on Twitter. He blocked me on Facebook. He blocked me on Snapchat. He blocked me on Instagram. He blocked me on his house phone. He blocked me on his cell phone. And he blocked me on his email. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I knew exactly where this was going. And I'm like, how do you know he blocked you on all those mediums? And she said, because every time I hit him up on a different medium, he blocked me. And I said, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me every time he blocked you, you just tried to hit him up on another medium? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? See, this is where y'all make me mad. Seriously. This is where y'all piss me off. Because number one, if a person does not want to talk to you, what the fuck are you hitting them up for repeatedly? He don't want to talk to you. So what you're doing, number one, is disrespecting him and yourself. If somebody don't want to talk to you, don't be out there in the street looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And this is for everybody. This is for all of us because we've all done this and some of us continue to do it. And it's not copacetic. Don't be in the street looking like Boo Boo the Fool, running behind somebody, hitting them up repeatedly who don't want to be bothered with you. And she was like, but Queen, I didn't do nothing. Nobody said you did anything. Maybe you, well, first of all, she did do something. But my point is, it doesn't matter if she did something. Let's say she didn't do anything and he didn't want to talk to her. You don't ever be out in the street doing that to nobody. Number one, don't do that to him. He has the right not to talk to you. If he don't want to be bothered with you for any reason, whenever somebody gives me bad vibes, I stop messing with them. And now, at this point in my life, I will say why, but I didn't always. And guess what? I don't have to. I'm choosing to because it's what I want to do. But if somebody ghosts you or stop talking to you or disappears on you or just tells you, look, I'm not trying to be bothered with you, don't hound and harass that person. Don't be out in the street doing that to people. If they don't want to be bothered, leave them alone. Respect them enough. They deserve to be bothered with you or not. Respect them, respect their space, respect their privacy enough to leave them be. If they don't want to be bothered, just leave them alone. If you didn't want to be bothered with somebody and they kept bothering you, bugging you, hitting you up on different mediums, you feel exactly the same way. Don't do that to people. People do that to me all the time. I have had that situation happen to me and I keep seeing it with other people. People keep coming to me talking about losing their Aquarius. And I'm like, okay, it's one thing to lose a person, but it's another thing to fucking harass and stalk them. Like, seriously. If they don't want to be bothered, leave them alone. I wish I would inbox somebody and they blocked me and I hit them up on all these other mediums. You done lost your mind. As soon as you block me, and this is the self-respect part, as soon as you block me, I'm like, well, have some pride. Have some pride in yourself. You don't chase behind nobody like that. If they don't want to be bothered, let them go. Let them go. Somebody else will come along. Then she's going to say, but I love him. No, you don't. You don't love him because if you loved him, you would respect how he feels. You will respect his wishes and you will respect the fact that he does not want to be bothered. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Even if you didn't do anything, which in this case she did, but even if you didn't do anything, let's just say they were having a great relationship and he just decided to go away. Don't ever do that to a person. You don't love him because you're not even respecting and honoring his space. He told you he doesn't want to be bothered with you. He told you he didn't like what you did, he didn't like what you said, and he doesn't want to be with you no more. Right, wrong, or indifferent, because maybe he should have forgave her. Maybe he should have gave her another chance. Maybe so. But if he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to. And he doesn't now deserve to be harassed because he doesn't want to do it. If he don't want to do it, he don't want to do it. Have enough respect for him and enough respect for yourself. And I'm really wanted to talk about this today because this happens all the time. This happened to me a lot. Seriously. I've had this happen to me so many times. And I think that for me, it's because I ghost people. I used to ghost people. I used to just be like deuces. Now, I haven't had an opportunity or something happen to me where I really felt the need to ghost somebody, but I do always say something at this point. I always be like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'll say something. And I noticed that the other day I had a similar situation like this occur with me. And it was a person, a irk. I'm going to just call it out. She's an irk. She's irking me, and I blocked her, okay? The next thing I know, she's hitting me up on another medium and then on another medium. And I blocked her on all those mediums. But I shouldn't have had to block her more than one time. Seriously. After somebody, like I said, if somebody blocks me, I don't care how I feel about it. If I feel like they're wrong. I have a friend right now that I don't want to be friends with again. It's a Libra. But I would like to bury the hatchet. He and I were good friends for a long time. Things went south. And I would like to bury the hatchet. I don't want to be his friend no more because I don't trust him. He's a betrayer, bottom line. But I want to bury the hatchet because even though he's a betrayer, at one point in time, we really did help each other out. So I would like to bury the hatchet and have a nice little, nice, to bring some peace to that, I'm not angry with him. I'm not upset with him, but I know that he still holds an emotional charge. I would love to fix that. I would love to calm it and everything be all right for the rest of our lives. But when I tried to contact him, he did not want to speak to me. So, I let him go. I'm respecting the fact that he doesn't want to talk to me. I'm respecting the fact that he doesn't want to bury the hatchet. I'm respecting the fact that that's not what he wants to do. If he want to go to his grave holding that grudge, that's on him. So I let it go. And that's what you have to do. Even if the other person is wrong, you let it go. You don't sit there and chase behind them and hit them up. And that is unbalanced behavior. And it's not for the other person. It's not for love. It's because something in you is messed up. Something in you is wounded, basically. Because it's not the other person. Because if you really cared about the other person, you would leave them alone. You want your needs fulfilled, whatever that need is, and you don't care about the other person. So don't come off to me like, oh, I love him. No, you don't. You care about your own needs. Right now, your need is to feel validated. You have a fear of abandonment. You got something emotional going on inside of you that has nothing to do with that other person. And this is not just her. This is all of us. Whenever we do this, that's what it's about. It's something inside of us. A lot of us have fear of abandonment issues. A lot of us have all kinds of things like that going on. And then we try to project that onto the other person. And that's what goes on, So because of our need, we try to get this person to come back to us. And we try repeatedly until they either do it or we exhaust ourselves. And what I'm saying is I'm calling foul on that shit because it's messed up. It's messed up to do to that person who's going through their own emotional process. She done victimized him, called him all kind of names, treated him like crap. And he don't want to be bothered no more. And now you're going to further victimize him by continuing to hit him up after he asked you to stop hitting him up? Come on now. And you telling me it's for love? There's no love in that. There's no love in that at all. Especially you only was seeing him, 3 months? 2 months? You in love that fast? You not in love. You have a fear of abandonment, or you have some other kind of emotional thing going on inside of you where you don't want to let this person go. So bottom line is, go deal with your issues and leave him alone. Leave him alone. Maybe he should have gave you a second chance. Maybe he should have more of a forgiving heart. Because she was like, well, he could have forgave me. Yeah, he could have. And maybe he should have. But the bottom line is, he's not. And he has that right. He has that right to go on with his life and do whatever the heck he wants to do. Because at the end of the day, not only did you wrong him, but now you're further wronging him. And with an Aquarius, that's the worst thing you can do. If you want him to forgive you, the worst thing you can do is hound him. The worst thing you can do is be an irk. The worst thing you can do is harass him. Because that's when we don't come back. An Aquarius who's irked will never come back. But an Aquarius who's left alone might come back. If you leave him alone and he sees the error of his own ways, he might come back on his own. But if you have irked him to the point, and at this point, I don't think he's going to come back, because if he blocked you on all those mediums, he is pissed. Because I know I had to do that with Voldemort, and I've had to do that with other people too. But I blocked Voldemort on everything. I still block Voldemort on things. And he did exactly the same thing. Kept hitting me up on different accounts, you know, and I was like, no, you won't. I had to do the same thing. And every time I had to block him, I was more and more pissed. And that's what happens with the Aquarius. We get more and more angry. And it keeps us from being able to forget what happened. You want the Aquarius to forget what happened. Because one thing about us is we will forget. If it wasn't that bad, we'll forget it. We're not going to hold it if it's not that bad. And in a year, you might see us at a party and be like, hey, how you doing? I would love to be able to talk to you. And it's a very good possibility that if you didn't irk us, if you didn't bug us for that whole time, that we'll be open to it. Like, okay, what's up with you? Aquarius are people, we are open and willing to forgive, but you have to give us time to get over the anger of being pissed about what you did. That's the bottom line. And you have to eat that because you're the one who set it off. If it was his fault, that would be a whole different story. But you're the one who said you got angry, you verbally abused him, and he decided he wasn't going to take it. And rightfully so. I would have left too. I'm not going to be seeing somebody for 2-3 months and they snap out on me over from you said was nothing. Because you said you were upset, you were hormonal, and you snapped out on him about nothing. And then he decided, I don't want to be verbally abused. And now you're going to harass him? Come on now. All of this is out of order. And I'm really calling you on it. I'm calling myself on it. I'm calling all of us on it because this is something that I've heard from a lot of people. Now, I've never repeatedly hit somebody up on different mediums, but I have not respected somebody's no. I have. I respect when I hit up my friend, the one I told you I wanted to reconcile with, I hit him up twice. I should have accepted it the first time. Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. If somebody shows you they don't want to be bothered with you, don't ever bother them again. Don't ever bother them again. For them and for you. That weighs on your self-worth. Every time that person has to block you again, it weighs on your self-worth. It weighs on your self-esteem. You're getting abandoned and judged over and over again. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to that person? Just leave it alone. Okay? He don't want to be bothered. Leave it alone. You're a beautiful girl. Find somebody else. It was 2 months. It wasn't that deep. Okay? Find somebody else. Even if it had been 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, if that person doesn't want to be bothered, let them be. If it was your fault, you eat that. If it was their fault, it's their loss. Because I feel like if you lose me, that's on you. That's on you, boo-boo, because I'm a good person and I'm a good friend. So if you lost me, that's on you. And if you don't want to talk to me, if you don't want to bear the hatchet with me, that's your right. And I may not like it. It may cut me to my core. But I love and respect other people enough to let them go and to let them be. Think about that, guys. Okay? If you got to ask somebody, you might as well ask an Aquarius. Okay? If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments or shoot me an email. You know I'm going to leave my email right underneath this video. Take care. Bye-bye.